Hey, welcome to our video on the NIST Risk Management Framework. If you work in cybersecurity field, you've probably heard about this framework before, but what exactly is it? And how can it help organizations manage their cybersecurity risks? Well, this video is going to summarize and give you an overview of the NIST Risk Management Framework, or RMF, as a set of guidelines and best practices developed by the National Institute of Standards and Technology. And it's used for managing cybersecurity risks. The RMF is designed to help organizations of all sizes and industries identify, assess, and mitigate potential threats to their information systems. One of the benefits of the RMF is that it provides a flexible and adaptable approach to risk management that allows organizations to implement the framework in a way that makes the most sense for their specific needs, regardless of the type of company or industry that they're in. However, many organizations follow it, do so to demonstrate their compliance with regulations such as the Federal Information Security Modernization Act, or FISMA, to improve their overall cybersecurity posture. So it's got 6 different steps. Let me talk about what those are and then briefly describe each. First is categorize, then select, then implement, then assess, then authorize, and finally monitor. So let's talk about each step very briefly. So categorize, the first step, categorize the information system and the information process stored and transmitted by that system, and the information process stored and transmitted by that information system. This step helps organizations understand the potential impact of a security incident and the level of security controls needed to protect that information system. The system is categorized based on the potential impact of the organization's operations, their assets, individuals, or other organizations. Then we have select, as in select the security controls for the system. This step involves identifying the appropriate security controls to protect that information system, and it's based on the system's categorization and the organization's risk management strategy. The security controls are chosen from a catalog, and a lot of times it's from another NIST document called NIST 800-53, a list of all possible controls that could be selected from administrative, technical, and physical categories. And again, that's provided by NIST. Then we implement the security controls. Once the controls have been selected, they need to be implemented and configured in the system. This step can include activities such as installing firewalls, maintaining the firewall, setting up different user accounts, and several things. Once the appropriate security controls have been selected, then they have to be implemented and configured. And in fact, this step typically takes the longest amount of time. You have to identify, then acquire, then install, then configure those particular security controls, such as installing a new set of firewalls. Then we get to assess the security controls. Here, the controls are evaluated to determine if they are functioning as intended and identify any gaps or vulnerabilities after those have been installed. Assessing could be achieved by doing penetration testing, vulnerability scanning to identify any potential weaknesses. And this is where organizations can determine if the controls they have put in place effectively mitigate the identified risks. Then the next to the last step we have is authorize. Authorize the information system for operation. This is a step where the system is officially approved to operate by the organization's senior management. In a lot of cases, it's by someone who has the role, the AO, or the authorizing official. The authorization process has a review of the controls, the results of assessment, and to ensure that the authorizing official determines it's secure enough and compliant enough with the organization's policies, authorizing it to operate. Finally, monitoring the security controls. After the system has been authorized for operation, the security controls must then be monitored on an ongoing basis to detect any new vulnerabilities or threats that may arise. This step can include activities such as logging and monitoring and updating the security controls and performing regular security assessments. This step, several different approaches. Typically, this is done on a 3-year cadence. Some organizations wait almost 3 years and try to assess and make sure that these controls are monitoring effectively. Other organizations might split them into thirds. So 1 year, a third, another year, a third, another year, still a third, and then monitoring them on an ongoing basis. So, in conclusion, the NIST Risk Management Framework is a valuable tool for managing cybersecurity risks. And by following the 6 steps outlined, I discussed briefly in this framework, organizations can identify and mitigate potential threats and improve their overall security posture. If you're interested in learning more about the NIST RMF or any other cybersecurity frameworks that we'll be talking about in future videos, be sure to like and subscribe for more content just like this. And we'll see you next time.